Happy weekend to you all. It sure has been a great start on this Saturday, but we have to say goodbye to that and say hello to some spring storms. A big weather system is on the way, and it means business. It will be very dangerous for some people, hopefully not here in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, but it is looking like we need to be prepared on all platforms for this system. Let's go ahead and talk about the 4 W's. Why is this happening? What is the threat? Well, first of all, a significant severe weather system for the River Valley and Northwest Arkansas on Sunday. This includes wind, hail, and even the tornado possibility. Also, there's going to be 2 rounds of it. So when does this arrive? Well, storms in Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley is possible early Sunday. These do have the chance of becoming strong to severe and also of having some rotation. Of course, if that happens, we will be here, we will be live, we will be on air, we will be active through social media. But if it's quiet, then we'll hold off on all of that until the late afternoon if those storms become severe. Now, the late afternoon storms, a lot of that has to do with the instability throughout the day. We know how that works. If we see storms in the morning, that's going to cool the atmosphere. Depends on how much sun we see in the early afternoon. If that warms dramatically, then we could see a better chance of severe storms once the dry line approaches us. We'll talk about that in a bit. But first, let's answer, where will this hit? Well, this is a very big question with this system because there's no precise area to forecast. Our entire region is under the bullseye for it because of the uncertainty. So unfortunately, we can't pinpoint where it's going to be, but we do know it is going to be a strong, significant, dangerous weather system because of a negatively tilted trough, which we know can eject this system and bring some dangerous conditions, and we are kind of right at the edge of it where we are put right in that danger zone. We also will be having high to extreme instability. And then maybe we could see some cooling during the day because of that AM rain, but we'll talk about that. First, let's take a look at that threat. Once again, AM storms possible, another round possible in the early part of your afternoon into the evening. Here is that bullseye I'm talking about. You think of a bullseye as the small portion. Not this time. There is a lot of uncertainty. This is from the Storm Prediction Center. This severe weather event could elongate all the way from the northern part of Missouri, even into Iowa, down to the Gulf. So wide range of a slight risk, that few thunderstorms possible or severe storms, but the many, that's a moderate risk, and that engulfs a majority of our state and our entire viewing area. Once again, I reiterate, damaging winds, that means above 70 miles per hour with this system is possible. Very large hail. The minimum is 1 inch to be severe. This system looks very strong updrafts in these storms, and that means that we get a very large, up to 2 to 3 or greater inches in diameter, plus tornadoes. Now we're going to be seeing some wind shear that will be significant and possible for tornadoes in the early part of your day. Then we could see it once again with the second round of storms. So even though the dynamics will be quite different at those 2 times, they both still will be possible of producing tornadoes. Will it be in Northwest Arkansas? Will it be somewhere else? That's the question, but we're going to be keeping our eye on it. Here are the dew points right now. You can feel them increasing right now, by the way. It's 11 o'clock in the evening. You can see all that moisture towards the south. Oklahoma City still seeing 62 degrees, but we'll go through time and you can see it as that progresses off towards the east. Now, look at how that moved. That was just the next 8 hours. It was from midnight until 8 o'clock in the morning. Oklahoma City still in that. We'll go another 8 hours, and there you can see really racing off towards the east. Sunday, 6 p.m. This is what's going to trigger any afternoon storms, the position of that and the instability in front of that. Now, we'll go ahead and go through time one more time, another 8 hours, and it doesn't budge much. So what this means is that if storms do develop, they're not going to race quickly out of the area. They could stay for a while. One of our main concerns with this is the fact that if we do see tornadoes in the area, they could be long track systems. So a lot of times, Northwest Arkansas, a lot of you do think that, okay, if we do have a tornado, the terrain's going to protect us, or it's going to be short-lived, because that's what we typically see, EF0, EF1. With this system, it's a potent one. It looks like we could be seeing long-lived, strong, larger tornadoes. I'm not saying for certain in our viewing area, but I am saying it's a possibility, so please stay weather aware throughout the day. This is the big picture. You can see the different systems, but we're going to go ahead and jet through this so we can take a look at the pinpointed forecast of the DMA, our viewing area. So you can see early in the morning, still warm, very muggy, mild winds cranking up from the south at the surface. Then the upper level are going to be coming in from the west. That's going to bring that wind shear we talk about in the early part of your day. So if storms develop, which it looks like they could, we could be seeing that wind shear, also strong winds, and the chance of some large hail. So timing of this is looking right around 8, 9, 10 o'clock while we're heading out to church or back. So be sure to stay weather alert. Like I said, have your cell phones and your warnings set. Or you can see it late in the morning, still seeing a chance of that. Then it moves out of here. Do we see sunshine throughout the day? Does it stay cool? Does that keep us a little more stable? That is all in question. Then that next line, that is in association with the dry line. You can see just towards the west of Grove. That's the one we're questioning. This model does not have that blowing up into storms, but some of the other ones that I'm not showing you because it's not as clear on here, those are showing it blowing up into some severe storms. So like I say, a lot in question. We're keeping our eye on the different models. In fact, earlier today, I was on a Skype call with Dan Scoff and some of our storm spotters, getting their judgment, seeing where they will be tomorrow. A lot of them will be out there keeping you safe. Also talking to meteorologists across the state and the majority of our regions so that we are all on the same page and we are working as a team to keep everyone safe. So be sure to stay with your NWA Weather Authority. We'll be here to keep you safe throughout your entire Sunday. Have a great one.